Dreamworks is definitely one of those hit or miss companies. Some of their movies I despise, and some of their movies have absolutely changed my life. Their style of storytelling and visuals are a lot different from any of the other animated movies we've seen. They're not technically better, but they're just different. I almost feel like Dreamworks is more gritty and deep in a way. It's like the animated movie equivalent to Lord of the Rings. They don't just have basic, boring plotline, they have whole dang worlds. And they have weird characters, and it's awesome. We're getting 2 Dreamworks movies this year, starting with The Bad Guys that just came out. When I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was instantly hooked. It's based off of a really cool book, and it's a furry movie? What? If you guys didn't know, I'm a huge Zootopia connoisseur. What's another furry movie? I love seeing, yes! I'm recording this audio a day or 2 before the movie actually comes out. I'm really hoping this movie is similar to the Captain Underpants movie. That is my favorite Dreamworks movie. Captain Underpants has no right being such a funny and good movie. The style. I just love how Dreamworks utilizes the character's world to create comedy. They really play on unexpected humor. Oh, we know this character for being this? Well, let's make them do this. We know these characters for being bad, so let's make them do something good. What will happen? Tax evasion?
24 hours later.
Okay, as I'm recording this, I just got back from seeing the movie like literally an hour ago, and wow, it was good. I don't know if I have much to say. I'm gonna try, but like, it was good. Right off the bat, we got straight into these characters in this new world that Dreamworks has set up. First of all, so dang visually pleasing. Like, as an artist, this inspires me so much. If I ever make a short film or movie one day, I want it to be just as visually pleasing as this. I love the new 2D mixed with 3D style Dreamworks is going with. Like, 2D mixed with 3D has become such a thing nowadays with like friggin' Spider-Verse and Arcane. And I love it. It just works so well. And we see this a lot in Bad Guys. Everything is still very much 3D, but the 2D side really shines through with the coloring, the faces, the shadows, all of that good stuff. I think it has the most slapstick comedy. All the characters are really likable too. Some are more important than others, but they're all still, you know, very cool in their own right. The whole intro sequence gives a strong Vegas GTA aesthetic. I swear, I have done this in GTA. The wolf talks to the audience a ton of times. It's super funny, yeah. We get a sense for exactly who he is. He's a slim, cool, chill fella. He's kind of hot. I like how during this action scene, they literally like rob a bank and then just toss out the money. Like, if they're gonna rob a bank, why wouldn't they just keep the money? Like, you've already done the bad thing. Just keep the money. One complaint I've seen a lot for this movie is that the movie is very basic, and I agree with that. We've seen the whole bad guys become good guys plot so many times now. Like Suicide Squad, literally Lego Movie. You don't have to be the bad guy. I can't really complain about this movie being generic because I actually love basic plot lines. And this movie has so much fun with the bad guy, good guy plot. Okay, so these guys are bad becoming good. Let's just add a ton of funny scenes with this idea. That's actually why I loved the Croods so much. Because Dreamworks sets up this whole, oh, these guys are used to being in their cave. Let's see what they do out of that cave. And as an audience member, I'm so hyped for that. I just want to see all the sequences with this idea. The cat scene was very funny. The old lady scene made me chuckle. The piranha farts a ton of times. That wasn't funny. I hate farts. So at the same time of this movie having that whole cliche plot, it still utilizes the story by adding a ton of twists and things to look forward to. Like, this movie has surprisingly so many plot twists. I was not ready for any of it. Like, when we get to the middle of this movie, I felt like I was watching a mystery, like, documentary. Like, dang, did I accidentally play Knives Out? What is going on? Let's get into my unpopular opinion. Yeah. Watching this movie, I think the wolf and the snake were meant to be main characters. Like, the other characters in the group are still cool, but, like, I just felt like they were just there. They kind of felt outsiders to this whole story. Like, you could look over and be like, oh yeah, they're there. Okay, let's get back to the wolf. Which, I don't know if it's good that they did this, or maybe this is just my unpopular opinion and maybe I'm wrong. I would have liked to see a little more of the other characters, but I still really liked the wolf and his whole friendship with the snake.
He's a sweetheart, you're a sweetheart.
They're friends, then they're not friends, and then they're like, hey, maybe we were wrong about each other, and it's super sweet. 10 out of 10 characters. The rest of this movie is really good. I think the strongest part is definitely the middle, if not, you know, the entire beginning. The end got a little confusing for me, but it was still good. Seeing Mr. Wolf Guy realize that maybe the bad life isn't for him is truly heartwarming, and so many cute scenes came from this. The chemistry between the wolf and the fox was so wholesome as well. They'll never top Judy and Nick Wilde, but it was kind of romantic. The whole dance scene gave me a sparkle, a twinkle in my eye. The snake ends up overhearing the wolf guy and the stupid freaking rat hamster talking, and the stupid guinea pig tells Wolf Guy, "You gotta choose one, to be good or your friends." Like, what the heck does that mean? Cause like, from what I'm seeing, all of them are becoming good. Why are you singling out the wolf? Like, I know the rest of the group isn't doing too well, but neither is the wolf, so why are you leaving the rest of the group out? Why can't they all become good and then stay friends? What is this guinea pig's problem? I hate him. His design is just ugly. The snake, you know, gets pretty mad about this information, and he feels reasonably betrayed. He does not like where the wolf guy is heading. It introduces a very different dynamic to this movie as we wonder, what will the wolf do? Is he gonna become good, or is he gonna stay bad? Is this gonna be one of those things where they realize being bad is what makes them special? Cause I know in a week's tops of them being good, everybody's just gonna forget about them. Nobody cares about good people. Crazy Frog is just Frog to me. And now it's time for something new I'm gonna starting today, the Awesomemay ratings, where I rate a few different things out of 10. Cool, let's do it. Starting off, we got my pop culture rating, aka do I think this movie will have a cemented place in pop culture and just animated movies in general? I'd say a good 5 out of 10 for this one. It's definitely not a life-changing movie, but it has a lot of great characters that could be really well known in the future. This movie will definitely have its place in the furry community. Story rating will be a 7 out of 10. I know I did call the basic idea generic, but I think this movie definitely has a good story along with the basic idea. Like, I was really into the main mission. That was super cool. And the way they set it all up, I felt like I was in the heist with them. Animation rating is, okay, this is a 10 out of 10. Flawless. The best theater experience I've had since watching, like, Toy Story 4. And in total, I'll give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. Before I end this video, I'm gonna let Ellis Mark hop in and give us some of his thoughts. So, yeah.
For a movie that I had honestly no expectations of going into it, I was really pleasantly surprised by the bad guys. Okay, I'm Mark, by the way. I run a YouTube channel too, called LS Mark. Yeah, what's up? That's the best introduction I could give. The bad guys had a really predictable story in my opinion. I could see every single move it was gonna make before it got there. But if you look past what's just a generic heist story, you'll find what's some really likable characters. Especially Mr. Wolf, played by Sam Rockwell. I really loved the relationship he had with Snake. It was the highlight of the movie for me. They take what could have been a generic story, but actually made it something really thoroughly entertaining. And this is all topped off by the excellent animation. I'm really happy that Spider-Verse was such a success, because it's made these studios realize there's more of a market for these more experimental films. And Bad Guys is by far one of the nicest looking films I've ever seen on the big screen. I definitely recommend checking it out while it's in cinemas. There's my quick thoughts. Thanks for having me on, Awesomemay.
Wow, thank you Ellis Mark for joining us. Can we all give a round of applause? No, get out! Get out of here! Get out of here!